Mercedes-Benz has built some of the most respected vehicles in automotive history. The brand represents engineering excellence, luxury, and timeless design, but not every Mercedes lives up to that legacy. In 2026, the used market is filled with models that look like incredible deals. Powerful engines, luxury interiors, prestigious badges, low prices that make you feel like you're beating the system. But behind that polished image, some of these cars hide a different reality. High failure rates, fragile electronics, complicated mechanical systems, and repair bills that can quickly exceed the value of the car itself. This list is not about personal opinions. It's built around long-term ownership patterns, repeated mechanical failures, and the kind of problems that consistently appear in owner communities and repair discussions. These are the Mercedes models that often turn ownership into a financial and emotional burden, especially if you plan to keep the car beyond a short-term lease or resale window. Here are 10 Mercedes vehicles that, in 2026, are widely considered some of the dumbest long-term purchases you can make. 1. Mercedes-Benz W220. The W220 S-Class was designed to be a technological masterpiece, and in many ways it was. But it also became one of the most problematic luxury sedans Mercedes ever produced. This generation introduced complex air suspension systems, extensive electronic control modules, and early digital integration across nearly every function of the vehicle. Over time, those systems became its greatest weakness. Owners frequently report failures in the air suspension, control units, climate systems, and communication networks between modules. When one system fails, it often triggers error messages and malfunctions across multiple systems. The result is a car that can feel more like a computer network on wheels than a mechanical machine. Repairs require specialized diagnostics, expensive parts, and technicians familiar with outdated electronics. In 2026, the W220 may look like a luxury bargain, but it often becomes a long-term financial trap. 2. Mercedes-Benz SL R230. The R230 SL is visually stunning. A retractable hardtop, powerful engines, and a true grand touring presence. But beneath that beauty lies one of the most complicated mechanical and electronic platforms Mercedes ever built. The hydraulic roof system alone is a source of frequent failure, with sensors, pumps, and seals that degrade over time. The active suspension system is another major weak point, often requiring costly replacements rather than simple repairs. Add in tightly packed engine bays, heat-related wiring issues, and complex control modules, and the SL R230 becomes a car that demands constant attention. Many owners describe it as a vehicle that feels amazing when everything works and devastating when it doesn't. In 2026, it's a car best admired from a distance rather than owned long-term. 3. Mercedes-Benz X164. The X164 GL class was Mercedes' attempt at building a full-size luxury SUV that could compete with the biggest names in the segment. The result was a massive, comfortable, powerful vehicle and one of the most mechanically demanding SUVs in the brand's history. The drivetrain components operate under constant heavy load due to the vehicle's size and weight. Suspension systems, especially air-based setups, tend to wear out quickly. Electrical faults often appear in lighting systems, door modules, and driver assistance features. What makes the GL class especially difficult in 2026 is repair access. Many components are buried deep within the chassis, turning simple fixes into labor-intensive jobs. This is the kind of SUV that feels like a luxury flagship but behaves like a commercial vehicle when it comes to maintenance costs. 4. Mercedes-Benz W164. The W164 ML class improved on earlier generations in comfort and performance, but reliability remained a major concern. Transmission issues, drivetrain vibrations, and persistent electronic faults are commonly reported. Suspension components wear faster than expected, especially in models equipped with adaptive systems. The problem with the W164 is not just one failure point. It's the accumulation of many small problems that never fully go away. Sensors fail. Warning lights appear. Systems enter limp modes. Repairs fix one issue, only for another to surface months later. In 2026, this SUV often becomes a cycle of ownership fatigue rather than a dependable daily vehicle. 5. Mercedes-Benz CLK W209. The W209 CLK is often marketed as a stylish and affordable entry into Mercedes luxury. But beneath its elegant coupe and convertible body lies a platform that struggles with aging electronics, fragile suspension components, and drivetrain inconsistencies. Convertible versions suffer from roof mechanism failures and water intrusion that can damage control modules hidden inside the cabin. Steering and suspension parts tend to wear faster than expected, leading to vague handling and constant alignment issues. Many owners find themselves spending more on maintenance than they originally paid for the car. It's a perfect example of a Mercedes that looks like a dream purchase until you live with it. 6. Mercedes-Benz W205. The W205 was designed to feel modern, lightweight, and tech-focused. And that's exactly where its biggest weakness lies. This generation relies heavily on digital systems, touchscreen integration, and complex driver assistance features. Over time, these systems become prone to software glitches, sensor misalignment, and communication errors between modules. Mechanical reliability is often overshadowed by electronic instability. The car may run fine, but warning messages, system faults, and disabled features become part of daily ownership. In 2026, the W205 can feel less like a car and more like a device that constantly needs updates and resets. 7. Mercedes-Benz GLA, first generation. The original GLA was marketed as a compact luxury crossover for modern drivers. But its reliability record tells a different story. Transmission hesitation, drivetrain noise, and electronic sensor failures are commonly reported. Interior components tend to wear quickly, especially in high-use vehicles. The GLA often feels like a car designed for short-term ownership rather than long-term durability. In a world where compact vehicles are expected to be simple and efficient, the GLA stands out for being unnecessarily complex. 8. Mercedes-Benz CLS W219. The original four-door coupe changed automotive design forever, but its mechanical foundation did not age as gracefully as its styling. The CLS W219 shares many of the same electronic and suspension systems as other problematic Mercedes models of its era. Air suspension failures, transmission issues, and electrical gremlins are common. The low-slung body design also complicates repairs and increases wear on suspension components. It's a car that looks timeless but often feels outdated in the worst possible way when it comes to maintenance. 9. Mercedes-Benz EQS. The EQS represents Mercedes' leap into the fully electric luxury future. But early-generation electric platforms come with unique risks. Battery management systems, software reliability, charging compatibility, and long-term degradation are all major concerns for owners planning to keep the car beyond warranty coverage. Repairs often require specialized facilities and manufacturer-level diagnostics. Replacement parts are expensive, and long-term durability data is still limited. In 2026, the EQS may feel like cutting-edge technology, but for long-term ownership, it remains a high-risk investment. 10. Mercedes-Benz V-Class. The V-Class offers space, comfort, and versatility unlike anything else in the Mercedes lineup. But its commercial roots introduce a different kind of reliability problem. Heavy-duty usage leads to accelerated wear on suspension, drivetrain, and braking systems. Electrical systems often struggle under constant load from climate control, infotainment, and passenger features. While the platform can handle physical stress, long-term refinement and component durability often fall short of traditional luxury expectations. It's a vehicle that works hard and brakes hard. Final thoughts? The biggest mistake buyers make in 2026 is confusing purchase price with ownership cost. Many of these Mercedes models look affordable on the used market because their long-term reputation has already caught up with them. The market isn't offering a bargain, it's offering a warning. What these cars have in common is not poor design, but overcomplication. Too many systems, too many control units, too many components that depend on each other to function properly. When one fails, the entire vehicle can feel like it's falling apart. That doesn't mean every example of these models is doomed. But statistically, they demand more attention, more money, and more patience than most buyers expect. If this breakdown helped you avoid an expensive mistake, support the channel by hitting the like button, subscribing for more honest automotive deep dives, and leaving a comment below. And here's my question for you. Which Mercedes model do you think looks like a great deal but actually hides the biggest reliability nightmare? Let's talk about it in the comments.